Hello, my name is Winder, and we're doing something a little bit different this week. So, what we have is week 4 of the UBL. The VGC league that we're in, the VGC 2019 league we're in. So, you might notice the calmer music, and that's because we're actually going to be doing a post-commentary of the match. Now, why am I doing a post-commentary? To put it frank, I actually wasn't happy with the video. The video wasn't corrupted, but it was all over the place. I basically, started doing a team builder, got, halfway through talking about Salamence, and then we started playing the match. And then I did the rest of the team builder at the end, and I just wasn't really happy with the video. There was a few, weird mishaps during the battle, we almost had to, restart the match for some reason, I'm not quite sure why. I just thought it was a bit of a messy match, so I wanted to post-commentate it instead. I'm going to leave the original recording unlisted in a playlist. Just so you guys can watch my live reaction if you want as well. However, I thought having a post-commentary match would be okay as well. So this also gives me a proper time to talk about the team and maybe explain some of the plays I did. So this week we're against Airstream, also known as Silverstone on Showdown, and his team was very interesting. So his team was Mega Camerupt, Tapu Bulu, Breloom, Sableye, Alola Marowak, Vikavolt, Hariyama, Miltank, Araquanid, Delmise, Porygon 2, and Chandelure. This was actually the first week in which his team changes took effect, where previously he had Mega Lucario and Xerneas. And personally, I would have been way more afraid to go against those because Mega Lucario is very scary, especially if it was special. I wouldn't have a lot of ways to deal with it. And Xerneas is Xerneas. I don't care if it doesn't have Geomancy. Geomancy may be Power Geomancy may be banned in this league, but it doesn't make like a Life Orb Xerneas or a Spec Xerneas just spamming Dazzlingly any less threatening. So it also meant that the fastest Pokemon on his team was a Miltank. So basically, I could easily see Trick Room coming, saying that the fastest Pokemon on his team at this point is a Miltank. The second fastest is Chandelure at base 80 speed. Third fastest is his Bulu at 75 speed, and then everything else is 70 speed or less. So, I could almost guarantee Trick Room coming. Especially when I don't really see any way to set Tailwind either. And I've been known to want speed control with Lunala, so yeah. So thinking about that, I pretty much said to myself, okay, so all I need to do here is beat Trick Room, and then just deal with the rest. Simple as that, really. Make sure I can get my one-shots where I need to and take hits where I need to as well. Since I guess this is going to be a bit of a... We've got a bit more time. I guess I could actually get up the notes here. I had them in another tab, but I suppose it wouldn't be a bad idea. Here. So, these are my notes. Kind of see... I don't know, I don't even remember why I had these highlighted. And that's me in another tab. So, we'll talk about this in a sec, but I kind of expected Hard Trick Room, and so we have Incineroar calcs here. So we do see Incineroar, it's 244 HP, 60 attack, 36 defense, 164 special defense, and just the last 4 for an speed. Fake out Taunt, Darkest Area, Flare Blitz. Basically, if they led P2, I was going to fake it. I could fake out or taunt it, it didn't matter. If it was Chandelure, I needed to figure out if it was a Mental Herb or if it was Sash. If it was Sash, then I want to taunt it. If it was Mental Herb, I want to Lariat it. This calc was to beat 4 HP, 0 defense Chandelure, so a fast Chandelure. And also it one-shots the Chandler, one-shots a no HP Delmise, but also takes Mega Camera Earth Powers, does good chunks to Bulu, takes Bulu hits, takes Araconid hits. It's really, really nice. Incineroar once again showing why it's so good. Then we have Megaments. Megaments you kind of only saw really one calc for, and that was just like here, whereas like 100 Adamant 100 attack, double edge, does 118 damage percent to Bulu, which is guaranteed OHKO. But you see I have return written down. Return actually does about 102% on that Bulu calc, which was kind of the standard bulky Bulu that was offered. So once this thing megas, it just, like, I looked and it basically just did two-shot everything with return. And we do get to talk about the first speed piece, which is Mega Salamence. Well, regular Salamence obviously outspeeds Chandelure. It also outspeeds Miltank after a Mega. Again, I'm not going to mess around with speed ties. May as well take my defense bulk, because a lot of the things that Mets really wants to be taking, such as like Bulu hits, like Breloom hits, Marowak hits, the Intimidate plus like the incredible physical defense was going to be really helpful. So it's just got Roost Protect, it doesn't really need any other coverage, but I gave it Rock Slide just as another option. Like, the thing is with Airstream's team, is there's literally no flying resist. Like, cause what, flying is resisted by three types. It's resisted by steel, which there is none of. There's resisted by rock, which there is none of, and they're resisted by electric, which there is one of, but it's a Vikavolt, and it's a bug type, so it's neutral. So everything else just dies to it. So we had a bulky Mens for that reason. I knew it was going to be good. We have Kyogre. We have Specs Kyogre because it's a slow team, and I thought I could easily get away with Specs Kyogre this week. Even without Tailwind, I don't need this. It is 1 point slower than the Salamence. It's Specs Kyogre, like, standard moveset, honestly. Some bulk phone into defense. I don't think that bulk really mattered. You can kind of see at the bottom here. Specs Kyogre one-shots a 0 defense Bulu. I think that still was enough. Like, I dropped a couple points in special attack. 8 points in special attack, but that was still going to take it out. As well as helping hand Waterspout doing the work as per usual. So yeah, great Pokemon as per usual. We have Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen I actually have no calcs for, but I don't think I need to convince you otherwise. If I show you Sludge Bomb, Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, Earth Power, Fire Blast, and then we look at his team. Dies to Earth Power, Super dies to Sludge Bomb. Literally nothing could save it. Dies to Sludge Bomb. I mean, it's not really going to do a lot against us, against me. Will take a lot, but won't die to Earth Power. One of the few things I can't really hit. Same here, but then it's like, but also will, like, this will die to Fire Blast, and then these will get chunked, and this will die to Earth Power. But it's also one of the two things I don't outspeed. Nidoqueen is 1 point faster than Bulu, and it was an easy way to take out Bulu. And I figured once Bulu was taken out, Kyogre reigns free in this matchup, like, easily. So I wanted a couple of ways to make sure that Bulu was gone, as I knew that would be one of his primary and main forms of offense. That's an obviously Mega Camerupt, but Kyogre says hello. So that's why we wanted Nidoqueen. I think this is like the second time I brought Nidoqueen, but I don't know if I actually brought it to battle. I think I have, but I'm not sure. Lunala, Lunalium Z, blah blah blah, you know, the deal. We don't have Tailwind on it though. It's Moonguy's Beam, Focus Blast, Psychic Protect. Don't need a speed control when I'm against this team. Moonguy's Beam was a guaranteed 2-hit KO on a max HP, no special defense. Bulu, even after Grassy Terrain, which is something I don't think I considered with a lot of other things. But I don't really think I was 2-hit KOing a lot of other things. Everything else was kind of calculating to one-shot it. Obviously the Z move was one-shotting it, which was very nice. And then the Focus Blast down here, you kind of see will one-shot a Miltank with no special defense investment. But then I gave it a little bit more because I just felt like, I'll not take the chance. I originally was going to have a Roost here instead of Psychic. Hell, I was even going to get rid of Focus Blast entirely because I didn't feel like missing. And I think this special attack actually made it so that that Miltank, where it was like max HP, no special defense, it was 2-8 KOs by Psychic, so I was like, I don't have to mess around with all this stuff. But I also left Focus Blast on there because I realized if I don't have Focus Blast on this thing cannot beat Porygon 2. So I put Focus Blast on there, and it does min like 44%, something like that, 44%. And then last but not least, Togedemaru. Lightning Rod because of Vikavolt. And the only calc I believe I have for it is right down here, which is a max special attack, timid. Heat Wave will not one-shot a Togedemaru. So it will live without needing to run Sash. Give it the berry, because I think it can take some hits otherwise. And get that berry off, fake out Helping Hand, Super Fang, and U-turn. So, one of the interesting things which I'm actually really proud of is the speed kind of tiers. Mega Salamence's speed, well, Salamence's speed had to be what it is, but everything around Salamence's speed was kind of intentional. Togedemaru is actually the fastest thing, if you notice. Meaning that you can Super Fang and then use either of Lunala, Kyogre, or Salamence to take something out. Obviously you have Helping Hand support as well, but Super Fang is also pretty reliable. So, and then obviously U-turn as well. So, Mega Salamence had to have its speed like that, and then I chose to have Kyogre next, and then Lunala. So Kyogre can just take the KOs, and Lunala can clean up afterwards. You'll notice Lunala is a point slower, so the speed order literally went Togedemaru, Salamence, Kyogre, Lunala, which was something I was actually quite proud of. It didn't really end up mattering much. I think it mattered once, and that just meant that Kyogre got more KOs once, and that was like it. So, but yeah, I just kind of thought it would be interesting to talk about this team a little bit more in depth than I would normally get a chance to. Normally I kind of rush through the teams, but this one I was just quite proud of. So, let's actually get into the replays. So, we kind of see his team, and we notice a couple things immediately. First of all, there is no Porygon 2 here, which means the only Trick Room setter he has really is Chandelure. You don't really expect to Sableye to Trick Room, because you want the Prankster. And I think that makes sense, right? So we see that. We also see no Alola Marowak, which I think makes a bit of sense. You don't want too many fire types against a stupidly strong Kyogre. We don't see Vikavolt either, which means the Lightning Rod on Togedemaru isn't very useful. But we do see some more. We do see the other threats. We do see the Mega Camrod and the Bulu, which we do expect. And I immediately see this and I go, okay, yeah, it's going to be Sableye. It's either going to be Sableye, Chandelure, or Hariyama's Chandelure for Fake Out Trick Room. I think that makes perfect sense. You can't taunt my Incineroar because I'm a Dark type, so you can't Prankster taunt my Incineroar. So I can either go for the Lariat, or I can just go for the Taunt. So let's see how things play out. So you go turn 1, you lead Sableye, and he leads Chandelure as predicted. I lead Lunala as well. Why did I lead Lunala? I think it basically I thought, okay, if I go for Moongeist Beam, I can taunt and Moongeist Beam, and that kind of covers both options. I don't know if I say that in the video, but to me that's what this says. Like, I can taunt the Chandelure if it's Mental Herb. Cool, I see it's Mental Herb. Moongeist Beam should one-shot it. But we see the Ally Switch there, which is not what I expected. So yeah, I go for that option, but Ally Switch plays around that perfectly. Cannot do anything about that when I double it. If I taunted the Chandelier where the Sableye was to make it so I couldn't do any taunt shenanigans, then yeah, because you see Moonguy's Beam would have one-shot the Chandelier, so realistically I should have just taunted the Sableye, and that would have played around this quite nicely. But we also see something quite interesting immediately afterwards. It's Mental Herb, and we do see the Trick Room go up, and immediately I'm like, crap. Trick Room going up is one of the few things I did not want to happen. And I still don't know this Chandelier's item. I don't know if it's Sash or not. So with Trick Room up, things are kind of bad. Lunala's now slower than Chandelier, but it's now... well, we're making it faster. Chandelier's now faster than Lunala, but actually slower than Incineroar, which is quite interesting. So, I believe I opt to Protect and Lariat into the Chandelier here. Protect, and we see a Taunt come out to try and stop like any Trick Rooms or other Protects, and we see that doesn't KO, which shows me it's got some investment. I later find out that this, because we shared teams, this thing is actually max HP, max special attack, which I did not calc for, which is why this lives. So he does try to double into the Lunala, stop a Trick Room, but also Shadow Ball. So actually kind of similar to my play turn 1. It's actually quite interesting. We see the Taunt again, and a Shadow Ball again. I was content to let Lunala go down. With Lariat the Sableye and Moonguy's Beam the Chandelier. Two things are important here. One, I'm surprised he actually taunted again. I guess he really didn't want me to try and reverse Trick Room, which I just didn't have. Two, we actually see the Chandelier's item, so even though I didn't take it down to a Sash, we see it was Life Orb. Which also, I'm surprised my Lunala lived, but there was a lot of things like that this game. You'll see later. Like, Chandelier barely lived a Lariat, this thing lived a Shadow Ball. Like, a lot of things kind of hang on here. So we see Araquanid, Bulu in the back. Incineroar's obviously slower than Bulu, which is nice. However, there is an Araquanid there, and I have only calced for a -1 Araquanid, not a neutral Araquanid. So Incineroar can't stay in here, and I think I just try and sack off Lunala. Yeah, so we bring in Nidoqueen. Bulu protects, and Araquanid does go for the liquidation into there. Yeah, so this is where we like almost had to restart, which I was kind of worried about. So I send out Incineroar now. I was perfectly fine letting Lunala go down there. Like, I needed to make sure that Trick Room wasn't up. And this turn's actually kind of huge, so I'm just going to let it play out. For reference, like, I know that it's Araquanid, it's scary against both my Pokemon, but I also know that I am slower than the Bulu right now, but I'm like, there's no way this Bulu can take me out. So what do? We fake out the Araquanid, and Bloom Doom comes out in grassy terrain, and Nidoqueen survives. And I one-shot it with a Sludge Bomb. I had a 25% chance, looking at this after the match, I had a 25% chance to lose the game on the spot. Because even though we don't see it during this set, this Araquanid is carrying Wide God. And my last here is Kyogre. So, yeah, I was very, very lucky. If that 25% didn't go that way, I would have had to... I was Wide Guard. He had Wide Guard Araquanid with a Bulu out, and I had to bring in Kyogre. Granted, I was probably going to have to force myself to lock myself into Ice Beam there. Into Kyogre. But yeah, still not a situation... It would have been a lot tougher to win. That's for sure. And if he still may have to lock into Ice Beam, then things might have gone differently. So... But yeah. It could have gone very badly, and it didn't, and I'm very glad it didn't. So... We are just able to kind of will this down with a couple of last of my moves. This does reveal my full moveset. And I couldn't remember if Water Bubble actually just, like, weakened the power of Water-type moves. But whatever. Kyogre gets a KO. And that will do it for this game 1. Scarier than I expected it to be, but still kind of, we managed to pull it out. And fun fact, all of my Pokemon actually got a 1 kill in this battle, so. But Nidoqueen really putting in the work there. If Nidoqueen went down there, the game was over. Granted, this also probably could have been Mence and we'd be fine, but yeah. I felt more confident in Nidoqueen going into this matchup. Mence would have been even better there. So we go to game 2. I don't know why it is doing music. I'm going to refresh this page. Yeah, there we go. Play with music off and switch sides. So, we see game 2, the same plan, except I lead very differently. This is a lead I actually don't think I have done the entire league, and as I led Lunala Kyogre. I wanted to lead Incineroar, but I thought about it and I was like, if he's Mental Herb Sableye, then why am I leading Incineroar? I know I can't one-shot Chandelure. So screw it, I'm just going to lead Kyogre. I know I'm faster than both his Pokemon. This forces a Fake Out of Sableye if he has it. And Moongeist Beam's got to one-shot this Chandelure. There's no way he can do everything he wants to with Sableye in this one situation, because right now he has to try and stop a Kyogre Water Spouting and stop a Moongeist Beam from the Lunala, which he cannot do. So I basically force him into a situation where this is my best, which is like, I force him into a play. I go for the Menacing Moonmage Maelstrom because I wasn't sure on the calcs. So, Bulu does come in here. I'm like, I'm not letting my Kyogre just go down like that. He ally switches. I go for the Moongeist Beam, which was, if you notice, actually targeted into the Sableye. What was the first turn play out? I actually make a good switch here because he does Bloom Doom into my Incineroar. He actually really wanted the Kyogre gone, which is very understandable. You notice I actually went for the Moongeist Beam, and that's because I knew I had Incineroar on the back. I was like, if I've got Incineroar on the back, I'm actually not that afraid of this Bulu. I'm more afraid of Sableye, just because it adds a lot of variance to the game. Let's take the variance out of the game and make it so it's a lot easier to kind of pin down in the end. I believe I actually brought Mence this game. I believe I left Nidoqueen behind for Mence because of what they brought. So goes for a Fake Out. He said that was a misclick. And we do taunt it, and I honestly forgot about the Mental Herb. So I kind of waste my Incineroar turn, he wastes his Lunala turn, his Sableye turn, sorry. My guess is what he would have tried to do. He could have ally switched, which would have meant something. He could have, if he went for a taunt on Lunala, I don't think it would have mattered that much in the long run, because now he's 4-2. So we do see the last camera, which explains a lot why they wanted a thingy gun. So I tried taunting the Sableye again, kind of miss it. And actually trying to... Yes, I tried taunting the Sableye and taking out the camera up, and yeah, doesn't really work out that way. Incineroar goes down, I was kind of fine with that because I knew what was coming in here. Kyogre was going to come in, and I went for Protect. But it didn't really matter, because Kyogre was actually faster there, so I basically just wanted to make sure that Kyogre got the KOs there, because I knew it could. So yeah. That means we do win. We do take the game 2-0. Kyogre kind of doing what Kyogre does best and destroying the world. And yeah, it was great. It was actually a really cool match. Great. GG's to Silver. Like I say, we didn't see the Wide Guard tech on Araquanid, but I think that was really cool because he shared his team afterwards. It was also Guts Flame Orb, Hariyama as well, which would have been an issue against my team if I didn't bring the right things. Mence would have been a great stop to it, but I can't remember if it had a coverage move. Need Queen would actually be great as well. So, but yeah, that means we're 4-0 in the league. Makes us the only 4-0 actually. Which does put us at first place, which I'm happy with. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, we've got 3 weeks left. I believe, like, I'm guessing, like, on how Top Cut works. I think even if I think I only actually have to win one more. Like, I'm not sure how Top Cut's exactly gonna work, because it is, like, the top 4 players. So I think it's gonna be a little bit, like, it's gonna be a bit awkward. I'm guessing there's gonna be, like, if I somehow go 7-0, there'll be, like, a 7-0, a 7-0 and a 6-1, or 2 6-1s, and then, like, 2 5-2s. If that can even happen, which I think it can. I think at current time, 2 5-2s could happen. Yeah, because not everyone's played their match yet, but yeah, there's 2 3-1s, there's 2. Well, and then there's 3 people with 2 losses as of right now, but like not everyone's actually played their match for this week, so yeah, we'll see. But what I'm saying is, I've got a very strong chance of being in playoffs. I would have to throw the rest of the season, which I don't plan to do. I'm quite happy with this. I'm quite happy with my plays and my team prep so far. So, but yeah, if you did enjoy this, do let me know. Like I say, I'm going to have a link to the original recording in the description as well, just so you can kind of see my live reaction, if you would rather see that as well. But do be warned, as I say, I'm not personally happy with the video, just because it's a bit messy in terms of structure. But you at least do get my live reaction in the battle, so. So, other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I do hope you all have a great day.